My name is Sean Gaines, and I'll be telling you about interpersonal communication for Liberty University Human Services Counseling Masters. Let's get started. Interpersonal communication is a quality of communication that occurs when people are involved talking and listening to one another, allowing each other to maximize their presence to each other, basically their quality of listening and replying to one another with not just open mind, but with actually heart and soul, and never just communicating back. Interpersonal communication is a subset of communication that allows collaboration, choices, culture, identities, and conversation to play a part in interpersonal communication. The main characteristic of interpersonal communication is that the people involved contacting each other as persons, and as I learned in Stewart, bridges are not walls. But when does interpersonal communication take place? It takes place during many scenarios, such as the business, in the business conversations, in your work, during presentations, in classroom, having discussion with family members, even in the classroom setting or online. The overarching goal. The overarching goal is to properly communicate with others, allowing yourself to be straightforward and honest, but still communicating in a way that is supportive to others' feelings. Also, to become someone who doesn't judge before listening, allowing non-judgmental listening to occur. It's basically not just listening to hear someone, but actually listening to care. Enlarging the conversation. Enlarging the conversation can be recognized as a clear communication that is open and effective that benefits each person of the conversation. So the conversation is not a one-sided, but a two-way highway. It also allows each person to provide quality listening and effective responses. Listening in the enlarging conversation allows a person to not just listen with their ears, but their heart and their mind and their soul, giving quality feedback and advice. My background is I'm an African American male. I'm an active duty military serving with the Marines, but I'm in the Navy. Special orders to be with the Marine Corps. My parents had 4 sons. I'm the third. I'm born and raised in Connecticut. I'm married, and my bachelor's in psychology and a minor in business. The positives and negatives of my background is having 4 brothers. I learned to adapt well, but also have family support and know what family support, how it occurs and how it can affect someone from accomplishing their dreams. The competitiveness I also get from my parents, as they both played college sports, but also from my brothers, growing up with my brothers, always being competitive. The negatives is probably the parent pressure of doing well in school and in life, and the unfairness of sharing my parents with my brothers, and the discrimination I received during living in Connecticut in the suburbs, being only one of 3 minority families in my town. Behavior blend is assessment that we took online through Liberty University that gives information about our personality and how people expect us and who we are to ourselves. And next slide. This is me. I received SD. Many people, you can receive one letter or multiple letters. In this case, I received an S and a D. So the characteristics of an SD person is the drive. They have drive, their loyalty, want to please others, achieve more in the long run, controlling, and switching quickly to passive. This is expected in me. I received DSC, which is characteristics of being in charge, when moving forward, active, decisive, sweet, sensitive, and talkative. The barriers for SD is SD people like myself Unprepared without the right facts, stubborn, illogical. Solution is to be more open-minded, to hear people out before I assume anything, make sure I get all the facts. What is expecting me barriers, the D I see is probably the aggressiveness or too hard on others, in which I can relate with my job being hard on people. Solution is be more open-minded, learn to relate, understand, definitely understand before I approach someone with a certain tone. Um, Next I'm going to tell you about is noise pollution. Noise pollution is the internal and external factors that can distract individuals to properly communicate and listen. Noise pollution has a significant effect on communication, sometimes allowing noise to mask the speech. It mostly can affect children, impact children more than it can adults, as children are a lot more distracted by things going on. Internal noise pollution is listening to yourself, having a one-track mind, be stuck in your own mindset and not willing to listen. Solutions have open mindset, that have the willingness to listen, but also have positive outlook and have the willingness to want to change. External noise pollution is multitasking, external noise, other activities, and outside scenery. The solution is to have an office, probably I would say, that doesn't have a coffee mess or doesn't have windows or anything that is distracting. It may be a dull office, but it'll be an office that wouldn't be distracting to yourself or the client. It allows them to focus on the task at hand. My action plan to communicate better, I would have to say I would first have to start with asking God to guide me in the right direction in the way He wants me to be and having an impact on people. But improve my listening skills. Don't just hear somebody, but also take in and understand where they're coming from, because we all have different backgrounds and different things that affect us. I shouldn't demand information, but allow someone to give me the information before I demand it, or not even demand, but just have a willingness to let them know that I'm there to listen. Also, just listen. Another action plan is to listen without giving advice. Some people just want to be heard and have someone there, because the greatest gift you can give someone is time. And also, I think the last one is reflect on myself and make sure that I'm impacting others, because if I'm not impacting others, it'll be pointless to listen and understand one another. So make sure that I'm always impacting people, because if I'm not doing my job correctly. Here are my references. That is it.